All right, guys, welcome to the Testosterone Bible. So this is where I'm going to tell you about how I went from 400 to over 1020 testosterone without TRT naturally. And this is all blood work, verified, etc. Knowing clomiphene, which is a very common thing with guys these days. And there were 6 main factors, as you can hopefully see. And I'm going to walk you through each one. If I'm slightly out of breath, it's because I've been doing some push-ups. Firstly, what have I noticed? So there's a huge difference in terms of libido, morning wood, obviously your physique, which I think is probably quite a big incentive. It's very, very difficult to get jacked on 300 testosterone. Don't know if you've noticed. It's a lot easier once it's like 800 to 1200, which is the range I talk about. That's where a lot of things get better. Also, your focus, lack of brain fog. Brain fog's something I've had a lot of experience with, not just with testosterone, but it's estradiol. Sometimes it's blood glucose related. There's different factors, but testosterone tends to make your focus a lot better, a lot more consistent instead of these swings. So it makes it a lot easier to progress your career, build a business, things like that. Confidence-wise, social confidence is a big one. So it's a completely different life experience, essentially. So yeah, it's a completely different life experience. People absolutely respond to you differently. It's partly because your look tends to change. It's partly because your body language tends to change, and it's instinctual. It's not fake. It's just naturally things change, and people's perceptions of you change for the better. So, without any further ado, let's get into the big 6. The first one for me, and I'm sure my main man's going to put in a before and after photo here so you can see what I'm talking about, was body fat percentage. It was getting leaner. It was fat loss. I was a chubby, and it spiked my estradiol. My blood sugar was constantly high, and my HbA1c, long-term blood sugar, was pretty shocking. These problems tend to occur when your body fat is higher. If you get your body fat percentage down below 15, that tends to be the magic range where a lot of these problems just seem to disappear. They certainly did for me. They do for most clients that I've had in the past. If you're like 22%, 25% body fat, you got to bring that down, including if you're one of these like skinnier, smaller guys, but then you get your body fat done. Not some like electric scale, like a proper DEXA scan. These scales you just step on, and you're supposed to expect them to give you some kind of truth just because you step on a scale. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, a proper DEXA scan or calipers would be the next best thing. Calipers where you put them in like 7 different locations and all that. If your body fat is higher, even if you're a skinny fat guy, it's just problematic. And the older you get, the more problematic this is. You got to bring the body fat down. You could do intermittent fasting or keto if you're really heavily overweight. I don't suggest that necessarily, though, for most people. It's a good old calorie deficit. It's protein, it's activity level, it's keeping the cortisol down, it's good sleep, it's a bunch of stuff. It's satiation per calorie, if we want to get really technical, but that's another topic for another time. But that's body fat percentage below 15. That seems to be the range where hormonally, I'm not talking about aesthetics or 6-packs or whatever. It's nice if you can get a 6-pack. I mean, I've had one for a long time, but hormonally speaking, it's 15%. Below that is where everything seems to get a lot easier. It won't be perfect necessarily, but it's a big goal to have. The second one, as you can see in the before and after picture, I was holding a Foster's, I think, was cutting out beer completely for a very long period of time, and severely cutting back on the alcohol. My UK brothers will probably relate to this because there's a big drinking culture in the UK, and the US not so much. Most of Europe's definitely got a bit of a drinking thing. Alcohol's estrogenic, ruins your sleep. If you really overdo it, your liver, your AST, ALT, and a few others are going to cause problems with SHBG, which then lowers free testosterone. So it's just a cascade of hormonal issues. I'm not going to go on about alcohol. I think people kind of know that. Not great. The third one, and this is one where I've not really heard many people talk about this. I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this. Daily cholesterol targets. Cholesterol is a building block for testosterone. Vegans aren't going to like this, but it's true. It's not the only thing for testosterone. So if you are vegan, it's not the end of the world, but it does make things harder. Daily cholesterol targets are going to be a game changer if you're looking to get to 800 to 1200 testosterone. It was a game changer for me. And cholesterol really is coming from animal protein. It's eggs are an easy one. Every single day, if you start the day with some eggs, you've got some protein, you've got tons of vitamins and minerals that are crucial for general health and hormonal health. A decent amount of cholesterol, possibly the best of all, is going to be different organs, a beef liver. If you if you can stomach it, heart. One guy even was talking about brain in a soup. Probably a little bit too much for most people, too much for me as well. But different organ meats, amazing. So nutrient dense, amazing for cholesterol. If we're talking specific targets, talking at least 500 milligrams per day cholesterol. And then the next thing is, oh, but what about heart attacks? If you're a healthy individual, it's just not even something to worry about. The heart attack thing becomes a very real threat if you're obese. If you follow number one here, you won't, that comes before everything else, apart from maybe blood work. But obesity, high triglycerides in the blood, not cholesterol, triglycerides is more of a threat to your heart health, or extreme stress. And if you combine these, you have to worry about cholesterol then. But extreme stress, like working 70 hours a week, you're completely out of control of your life. You just had a divorce, your wife's been cheating on you, like that kind of thing. That will push you towards a heart attack faster than anything, especially if you're overweight as well. But if you don't have those basic unhealthy things in your life, you're otherwise a healthy individual. Cholesterol is not. Also, there's a huge difference between dietary cholesterol that you consume and cholesterol in the blood. These two things are not the same. When your blood work has high triglycerides, that's a real problem. That's different. High cholesterol is not a problem on your blood work, especially if your HDL is good, which if you follow my stuff, it will be. Because I'm not one of these guys that says never eat fish or omega-3, because that's kind of important. The omega-3 specifically. Junk food, high omega-6 stuff, that's going to mess up your cholesterol as well. But dietary cholesterol does not necessarily translate into blood cholesterol. It's not the same thing. Dietary cholesterol is what will boost your testosterone, though, every single time. It's a basic building block. Yes, you need to have some basic health things first, but I would be doing everyone a disservice if I just ignored cholesterol. Cholesterol was a huge reason why I went from 400 to over 1,000. Number 4, vitamin D3 maxing. Again, basic building block. And to be honest, I'm at the point where I've analyzed almost 1,000 people's blood work, like hundreds and hundreds of people's blood work. And the biggest deficiency, the most crippling deficiency from a testosterone standpoint on someone's blood work is vitamin D3. It's getting worse. Every year, it gets worse. More and more men are deficient in vitamin D3. Regardless of, like, guys living in Dubai are vitamin D3 deficient, like some of the hottest places. And I guess it's too hot, so they're working inside all the time. So the real issue is we're all on our laptops all the time, including me. But I go for morning walks and evening walks, and I try and get outside whenever possible. But the vitamin D3 deficiency, you can't be low in D3 and high in T, in testosterone. It's impossible. You've got to be at least in a decent range for D3. Ideally, the higher normal range is 75, in the 70 to 100 range. Was it N-mol per liter? It changes. There's different measurements for it. But vitamin D3, crucial. The sun is the best source. You can supplement. You're going to have to supplement way more than 1,000 or 2,000 IUs a day. All the guys I've coached and consulted with, that won't do anything. It's not enough. If you're going to supplement, it needs to be more like 5,000 plus IUs for it to really do anything, to do the absorbability and stuff like that. And that's with K2 as well. But D3, guys, you can't be deficient in D3. This is absolutely huge. And it was the same for me. Once I got my D3 levels up, my testosterone levels just spiked immediately. Fifth one, cortisol control. Having said that, I'm just going to drink some coffee. Cortisol control, especially with Western men, things are changing economically. People are working, ultimately though, we could get into politics and economics, I'm not really interested, but more and more people are working longer and longer hours for less real pay. Their purchasing power is going down over time. You're working longer hours, fighting for, not scraps, it depends on your position, obviously. So you guys do earn really good money. But like, my general point is it's getting more stressful for 99% of people. Middle class getting squeezed, all that. This makes cortisol and adrenaline and various stress hormones more and more of a threat, because when those stress hormones are high, your body is, in bro science terminology, your body is essentially perceiving a threat to your life. When your body perceives a threat to your life, are your testes going to be working properly? Is testosterone really the priority? No. Yeah, these stress hormones, I've said for years now, cortisol acts as a ceiling on testosterone. It's, if your cortisol's there, your testosterone is not going to be able to push past it. As a natural, of course. We've got to control the stress. There's a million different ways to do that. You've got the physical things like magnesium, not overdoing the caffeine. You've got more kind of airy-fairy stuff that does work. Things like different meditation, in unusual breathing techniques, yoga, loads of good stuff. I personally just love outdoor workouts and bit of grounding at the same time. Calisthenics parks that I've just recently been in Antalya. It's very, very good for your cortisol levels. The biggest thing is sleep. However, like sleep and REM sleep, the deep sleep cycles in particular, are life-changing for stress hormones. But I can say sleep till I'm blue in the face. If your body is not capable of sleeping 8 hours a night, or coming up to 2 hours of REM sleep per night consistently, then I'm kind of barking up the wrong tree. We have to fix the underlying things, which is more hormone related, it's stress related, it's circadian rhythm related as well. Morning sunlight, even evening sunlight, the cortisol timing, very, very important. Now, number 6, this is possibly the biggest one of all of them, but I wanted to leave it till last for the more serious guys, and it also just makes more sense. Serious, full, complete blood work. So that doesn't mean just getting your testosterone tested with maybe free and maybe some cholesterol stuff tested as well. Because if you do that, all that does is confirm that there is a problem. If you get your blood work done or a finger prick or whatever, and you come back with 350 testosterone, and then maybe your free is low as well. Free testosterone is the usable amount. All that does is confirm that there's a problem. It doesn't tell you why there's a problem or how to fix it, which is the crucial life-changing thing. You've got to know the reason. You've got to know the why, not just the what. So you've got to get loads more stuff done, prolactin, estradiol, vitamins, and things like that. I go into far more detail with clients and blood work analysis and things like that. I've been doing it for years now. It's absolutely life-changing when you get it right, because it gives you the map. And until you have this, you're just guessing. If you're high in prolactin and that's the reason your testosterone's low, taking Tonkat Ali isn't going to fix that. Taking loads of maca isn't going to fix that. If your vitamin D3 levels are low, no amount of, I love training. No amount of leg training is going to fix that. No amount of sleep is going to fix that. And you're not going to know this unless you get blood work done. So if you get full, complete blood work done, you have an accurate insight into your own unique body and your own unique biochemistry. And it's the foundation for everything. It's the foundation for hitting the higher testosterone numbers. So full, complete blood work is a complete game changer. This is exactly what I do when I'm consulting, working with guys one-on-one. There's a bunch of testimonials. They're on the website. When I work with someone one-on-one, like the consulting right now is a 3-month program. The goal of this 3-month program is exactly this. It's virtually this. It's taking you from wherever you are right now. Maybe it's 300, 400, 500. Some guys are 600, doing pretty well, up to the ideal range of 800 to 1200. Naturally, no TRT, no enclomiphene. And that's the goal of the program at the end of the 3 months. But it starts with blood work so that we have the slightest chance of knowing exactly what's going on. And then we go from there. Personalized plans for you based on the blood work, so they're accurate. They're not some cookie cutter thing based on some random dude on the other side of the planet. Like, it's based on your blood work. Really important. But the point is, we're doing whatever we need to do, whatever we have to do to get you to 800 to 1200, the ideal range, where your life is just better. Obviously, I do have limited slots with consulting because there's limited time in the week, and each person takes a certain amount of time for me putting together all the plans and things like that and calls. There is a link to where you could book the call either on screen or it's a separate Word document or PDF. If you just click that, go through to the Calendly, book a call. It won't be long. It'll just be so we can kind of establish what the goal is and things like that and see if we're a good fit. But yeah, this is more or less it. These were the big six. I could have included leg training as well, but I was already doing leg training. For me personally, they were the big six. Blood work is the foundation. You've got to get blood work if you're serious about this and hitting the higher numbers. But again, yeah, if you want to book a call, it's free. There will be a link either on the screen or on the separate Word document.